Hey guys, welcome back to American Adventure Lab. We are standing in what we're affectionately now calling the lab. I realize there's not a lot of creativity in that, but what we've done, if you've watched our other YouTube videos preceding this one, you've noticed that we've moved our manufacturing out of this building into a new building about 10 minutes across town. So what we're doing with this building is we're doing all our customer installs, we're doing customer builds, all of our R&D is done here. Most of the drawing that we do for new parts happens here. So we're using this really as a lab, as the business was intended to be. And what we have here now is a brand new 392 Wrangler that the customer reached out to us probably 2 months ago with some pretty unique needs. He wanted to sleep inside the vehicle. He still wanted a fridge, still wanted a drawer for storage. And didn't really want that on the floor surface for obvious reasons if you're sleeping down there. So he called, and then James and I kind of got together on what he wanted and spitballed some ideas back and forth. And that's really what we're doing with the lab, is we're taking these somewhat difficult problems to solve, and we're doing using our experience with our product design and James's fabrication background, and all of our sort of racing stuff that we've done, and we're trying to build these really high quality, lightweight solutions to these really complex problems. And what we did to accomplish that need here is we took our normal mass cargo shelf, and from the bottom we're actually hanging a Dometic CD20 fridge. We built a custom drawer that also hangs from the bottom. Mark, the owner, he wanted a table, like a pull-out table. So this is what we have for that. And at the same time, he wanted to be able to access this table from the inside. So he could wake up in the morning and make coffee, or throw the iPad up there and watch a movie, something like that. So this same table, it pushes back on the inside the same way. The seat's there now, so it won't go all the way back in, but kind of get the idea there. But what we want to do is make a system that was completely flexible for his needs. So all the floor space being wide open worked out exactly for what he wanted. We also have our 60% rear seat delete in here, so he'll get basically full span front to back for sleeping inside the vehicle. We left 40% out, so he still has what he's going to use as a jump seat. The factory small seat is still in right behind the driver's seat. So that gives him room for 3 people, sleep inside, room for all of his gear, and that type of thing. So we also did some really cool stuff with the wiring underneath. And James did all that, so I'll let him kind of walk you through all the wiring stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. We use the same Odyssey battery that we do with all of our other compressor brackets. Same BCDC 1225D. It's all just mounted underneath the 60% side of the rear seat delete. And it's hanging as well, so the space underneath it is still useful. We've actually got it set up too to where it's set up with Anderson plugs, so that if he wants to go back with his full seat, he can just pull the panel, pull the bracket, unplug everything, and it maintains functionality for the fridge and for the remote kit and all of his accessories and everything like that, even when he's in city mode. So.
Yeah, and the way that works with the 392 Wrangler, we have a different cargo compartment in the back, so that little cubby that's under the floor, it's a different shape with the 392 due to the exhaust and that type of thing that's under there. So what we have is we have a mount specific to the 392 that holds the ARB single, and that's what's mounted directly under the platform here. So the way this is wired up is it's wired directly to the cranking battery, and that way, even with his city mode set up in and his normal rear seat set up back in the vehicle, all the compressor stuff is still wired up. So if you did want to go out, air down, and air up somebody else's flat tire, whatever, that would still work, even with it in stock mode. So a few other things that he has on this Jeep that are ours. He's got a Versatable that's also matched in the Illusion Blueberry, which is the color choice that we have on all the accents here. So that turned out really nice as well. We did our overhead MOLLE shelf in the front. On that we have an Icon 5100 radio, and the remote display is mounted to our RAM mount adapter that's specific to our overhead MOLLE shelf. Under the hood we also have a new battery cutoff switch. So if he ever did want to just completely disconnect everything, you can literally just flip the switch under the hood. Super easy to do, worked out great. We also have our quick release inner fenders on all 4 corners. Those actually did sort of on phase 1, and then he came back, and this, what you see back here, is phase 2 of this build. So I wanted to give you guys a quick overview of the Jeep and sort of explain how we're doing our process with the new building, with the lab that we have here. But you know, the main concept is you guys can come to us with a problem or a potential product or a potential setup that you want, and we'll develop that. And that's what we want to do here, is sort of be continuously innovative with those products and pump out things that you know, create these solutions to things that are hard to solve. So, yep. So not just the 392 Jeep, we also have our shop Jeep JL is in for a few little updates. We have a Fortune 4Runner on the rack. We've got our diesel Gladiator, which was going to be a SEMA build, but it doesn't. I'm not sure that's going to happen just due to COVID. We can't get parts or anything, so it's in here. We're doing some development on the bed rack and that type of thing, but yeah, still pretty active here inside in the lab building, and hope to do that some more.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I want to really accentuate is not only are we going to take unique customer needs and kind of spin them into product development as well, but we have full capabilities of doing an entire ground up build, from general mechanical stuff, gears, lockers, lift kit installs, any kind of custom fabrication, any of that kind of stuff. So we're kind of a do everything out of this building. You can bring us a bone stock vehicle and pick it up in a little while that's fully out rigged and ready to go.
And another option that we're actually doing with this vehicle that worked out really well, he shipped this vehicle to us on a truck. So it showed up pretty much off the showroom floor. We rolled it out, rolled it into the shop. We did all the R&D, all the development, all the production of the parts. And he has flown back in. He'll be here in any minute now to pick it up. And we're actually going to take it out to Sand Hollow, which is a whole 1.5 miles from the shop probably, and do a really good shakedown run and show him how everything works, and put him on some pretty technical trails just right out of the shop door. So that's one thing that we have here that's kind of unique to the area. You know, ship us your vehicle, we'll develop it, and then we'll take you out and show you how it works. So that's what we're going to do next.